Dinarland recently far and wide. First up from Mountain Goat. Article quote, "The oil file in Iraq including the Kurdistan region involves a high risk of misuse and its monopoly by the views of certain parties, so the lack of enactment of the oil and gas law in accordance with the directions and frameworks and national real guarantee that this natural wealth in the service of citizens will not lead to a bad future and make this wealth a curse for the people. Can it get any clearer that they need national oil and gas law legislation HCL? Almost 90% of the national wealth is from oil revenue. Sure, they are working on other sources of revenue too, but these other efforts will take years. Especially with ISIS and now Iranian militias creeping at their doors again. This article is just yet another indication of the importance of this law. They will not pop the RV without having this in place to secure their wealth." At WSOMN. From Big Heart, I was at the bank to make a deposit. I asked the teller if they were still selling the VNN or the VND. He went and asked someone what it was and came back loudly and said, "You want to buy some money?" I told him it was foreign currency. He went back and asked again. He came back whispering, "That's blocked, you'll have to go to the website and call the foreign currency department." It was funny, but things are happening. From NW Montana, Big Heart. I loved your story. Especially the shouting this and whispering that part. From Big Heart, thanks NE. It gave me butterflies. At KTFA. Trump, Dow 20,000 and the dinar. From OL Shep, Kim Clement Code Breakers, concerning the dinar. From Agidad 77, what an interesting release from the feds. Can this mean a change in the way of doing business? Where is Big Brother headed here? Some serious brain cells at work here it would seem. Sounds like security and stability at work on the global level. What brain teasers they seem to share. Aloha Randy. From Firefly, press release. Federal Reserve issues progress report on efforts to improve the U.S. payment system. The Federal Reserve on Thursday released a progress report outlining accomplishments and anticipated steps moving forward related to the ongoing initiatives to enhance the speed, efficiency, and security of the U.S. payment system. The progress report highlights collaborative efforts in support of 5 strategies outlined in the January 2015 publication of Strategies for Improving the U.S. Payment System. These strategies are being pursued by the Federal Reserve in conjunction with various private sector businesses, financial services providers, financial institutions, consumer groups, and government agencies. The Fed's priority is to advance improvements that are in the public interest so that consumers and businesses alike have access to efficient, real-time, and highly secure payments in the United States, said Esther George, President and Chief Executive Officer of the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City, who is leading the payment system improvement initiatives on behalf of the Federal Reserve through a number of collaborative efforts. The industry is making real progress on all fronts and we're expecting to achieve a number of significant milestones in 2017. The progress report details the work to date of 2 payments industry task forces created as part of the effort, one devoted to faster payments and the other to a more secure payment system. Among its accomplishments, the Faster Payments Task Force fielded and commissioned an independent assessment of 22 faster payments solution proposals against the Faster Payments Effectiveness Criteria released in February 2016, 19 of which voluntarily progressed through a review by the 500-plus participants of the 2 task forces. Analyzed potential challenges to successful faster payments implementation, focusing on provider interoperability, rules and standards, governance, adoption, safety and security. Today, published Part 1 of a 2-part final report that provides a high-level overview of the task force's background and processes, the payments landscape, and the benefits of faster payments. The Faster Payments Task Force is working to complete its assessment of solution proposals and to develop recommendations and next steps for implementing safe, ubiquitous, faster payments in the United States, which it plans to publish in mid-2017, in the second part of its final report. In 2016, the Federal Reserve's Secure Payments Task Force Launched work to address the industry's most pressing payment system security issues, identity management, data protection, and fraud and risk information sharing. Mapped existing identity management practices and end-to-end payment flows in order to identify opportunities for improvements. Defined the guiding principles for protecting sensitive data associated with payments, serving as a foundation for building a more comprehensive data protection framework for industry participants. Inventoried current industry efforts to share information for fraud and risk prevention and mitigation. In 2017, the Secure Payments Task Force plans to outline ways for the industry to improve payment identity management practices, provide guidance on standardizing definitions of fraud and risk data so it can be easily interpreted and acted upon, and publish a framework for protecting sensitive payment data. Protecting payment systems and transactions has become a critical function for central banks, financial institutions, and technology providers as sophisticated cyber threats have increased in size and scale throughout the world, said Federal Reserve Board Governor Jerome H. Powell, who co-chairs the initiative's Oversight Committee. Other important accomplishments included in the progress report stem from efforts to enhance payment system efficiency through work on standards, directories, and business-to-business payment improvements. In addition, joint efforts with industry participants have accelerated plans to implement the financial messaging standard ISO 20022 for U.S. wire transfer systems and widespread same-day ACH, automated clearinghouse, settlement. From AdminBill. MO The RV/GCR should happen almost simultaneously. No double dipping will be allowed. Last up from MadDScout. Any chance of an RV before Feb? I would say this close to Feb probably not. But only they know what will put the last peg in the hole. We are watching the result now of actions they are actively taking for the reform process. When Alak said the delete the zeros was on hold, he did say all measure would be taken so that at the right time they could move into the program, the parts on hold. They are not in wait mode. Alak is seeking